This year, the World Road Race Championships will be taking place in Norway for the first time in 24 years. Back then, it was in Oslo. This year, it is in completely the opposite side of the country in Bergen. And it's a course which should produce some very exciting racing because it offers both opportunities for the attackers and some hope for the sprinters as well. Plus, the weather could also play a pivotal role. Coming up then are 10 riders to watch at the elite road races. Sagan. He recently took his 100th career victory and is showing no signs of slowing down, and he has the opportunity here to become the first male rider ever to win 3 back-to-back rainbow jerseys. And who would bet against that? I certainly wouldn't. He's got all the attributes necessary to win on this course, and having missed out on most of the Tour de France this year after his disqualification, he's going to be as hungry as anyone. One of Sagan's biggest challenges, though, will be Michal Kwiatkowski. They have spent years racing against each other, and although their paths have gone in slightly different directions in terms of what they are specialising in, each time they meet at one-day races, there are generally fireworks. And actually, it's been Kwiatkowski who, more often than not, has come out on top. So, for example, at Strade Bianche in 2014, or E3 Arlbecker last year, and Milan-San Remo this year, the two of them arrived to the finish line together, and at all 3 occasions, it was Kwiatkowski who took the win. Now, let's not forget too that he also has been world champion in the past, and if he did it again this year, it wouldn't be a massive surprise. Also in the mix, no doubt, will be Greg van Avermaet. In winning Paris-Roubaix towards the start of this year, he finally got that monument win that he'd been working so long and so hard for. And you'd imagine that he will be leading the Belgian team at the World Championships this year after they put everything behind Tom Boasson 12 months ago. He would dearly love to win the rainbow jersey and put it alongside his Olympic gold medal from last year. So he will throw everything he's got at taking the win in Bergen. The noise that will follow Alexander Kristoff and Edvald Boasson Hagen around the course will be something to behold, there's no doubt about that. Could one of them, though, possibly emulate Thor Hushovd, who won the race in 2010? Well, quite possibly, yes, but it's Edvald who we are giving the better chance on recent form. His sprinting this year has been second to none. I mean, after all, he almost beat Marcel Kittelin's stage of the Tour de France, and he's also very at home on the climbs as well. And if he does pull it off, there's going to be the after party of a lifetime in Norway. Now, you will remember that he not only won 2 stages of the Tour de France this year, but he also came away with the green jersey. Now, since then, we've only seen him do 4 competitive outings, all at one-day races, and although he hasn't won one, he's been in the top 8 at all 4. He should lead an Australian squad that will be very strong indeed, but it will be interesting to see their and his personal tactics, because you can't imagine he'll want to gamble on a sprint against Sagan. Amalie Dideriksen was the surprise winner of the Elite Women's World Championships 12 months ago, and this time around she'll be hoping to prove that it was no fluke. Although, to be fair to her, she's kind of already done that really in winning the Ronde van Drenthe, the one-day World Tour race back in the spring. Now, I think it's fair to say that she's not exactly set the world on fire with her results recently, but she has done an enormous amount of work for her teammates at her trade team Bulls Dormans. And here at the World Championships, she should have the full support of her Danish squad. The favourite, though, on the start line, in our opinion at least, has to be Anna van der Breggen. She's the reigning Olympic champion. Last year she was the European champion, and earlier on this year she got the triple crown, winning the Amstel Gold Race, Flèche-Wallonne and Liège-Bastogne-Liège, all in quite dominant fashion. Now, she's never won the World Championships, so that's quite a glaring omission on her incredible palmarès, but there's no doubt she's got the form to do that exact feat this year. Her final lead-up race to the Worlds was the Bulls Rental Ladies Tour, where she won a stage and finished 2nd overall. Winner of that race, though, was her compatriot ANNEMIEK van VLEUTEN. The Dutch are going to be strong, very strong. Have absolutely no doubt about that. You will probably remember that van VLEUTEN was the rider who had that horrific crash at the Olympic Games in Rio last year, while she was in a very good position to take the gold medal. Thankfully, the crash wasn't quite as serious as it looked initially, and she's bounced back this year to take a win at the National Championships, to also win the aforementioned Bulls Rental Ladies Tour, and a very dominant win at La Course by Tour de France, where she absolutely smashed it. Also making our list is a former world champion, LIZZIE, despite the fact that she hasn't had ideal preparation. Everything looked to be on track just a couple of weeks ago when she won the Grand Prix Plouay, but since then she's had to have an operation to remove her appendix. How well she's recovered from that, and indeed where her form is at right now, remains to be seen. The final rider on our list is Chloe Hosking. She was controversially initially left out of the Australian selection, despite at the time being ranked 8th in the world. She subsequently appealed, and that appeal was successful, so she will line up on the start line with her 6 teammates. Now, under normal circumstances, we wouldn't have had Chloe in our top 5 riders to watch out for at the race. But how determined is she going to be to put on a show? And just imagine if she won it. Wouldn't that be incredible? Right, so those are our top 10 to watch out for, but if you're looking for some outsiders, may I suggest Michal and Lotte Lepisto. We've no doubt missed out a few of your favourites, so if you would like to let us know who they are, you can do so and discuss them with us and other viewers in the comment section just down below this video. And if by the end of the World Championships it turns out I failed to name a single winner, please feel free to ridicule me. I can take it. Right, please subscribe to GCN if you haven't done so already by clicking on the globe, which you will see on the screen right now. Give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Now, 2 more videos that you might want to watch. Down here is the latest GCN show, and down here, Tom Last takes a look at Peter Sagan's S-Works tarmac.